Hello, everybody. I know it's been a while, but I'm back, and I have a very special guest with me today. I've been chatting with him on Instagram for quite a while, and I'm finally able to have him on the show with me to talk about cosplay and all the nerdy stuff. So I want to welcome my very good friend and fellow cosplayer, Ethan, Friendly Neighborhood Spiderman.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. I wasn't expecting the intro to be that badass. It's great.
Yeah, I've wanted to make an intro video for everyone I've had on, so
It looks so great.
I've
You
had.
did great. It looks good.
Thank you. I'm glad you like it.
I love it.
I mean, you were like one of the first people I started talking to when I started my cosplay account, so you've been a really great friend. So I'm really glad to have you on here.
Oh, thanks, Gabby. You've been amazing too. We've been talking for so long. I'm finally glad to actually be here talking to you in real time. It's like,
I know the wonders of technology nowadays. It's
oh,
great.
isn't it amazing?
All right, so like I've done with previous episodes, we're just going to go through a bunch of cosplay questions and just chat cosplay and other nerdy stuff. So, are you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. So, first things first, what got you into cosplaying?
Really, how I started was like I've always been like an actor, so like, I always felt like I wanted to kind of play these characters that I've been cosplaying, like Spiderman and Daredevil. I love them, and there was a point in my life where I wanted to make a Spider-Man fan film,
Hmm.
which I got a fair way through it before everything just went sideways and it never worked out. But like I bought my first real suit in December of 2015 in the run up to making this thing. I put it on for the first time. I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. and and from then I've just been out of control. Like up to 2019, I bought about I want to say about 10, 15 different Spider-Man outfits, dabbling into other characters on the side, making my own. There were characters I
Hmm.
thought I'd never had the chance to actually cosplay, and I managed to cosplay them. I built Rinsler from Tron Legacy, and that was like my trickiest ever build, and I'm so proud of that. Captain
Yeah,
Scarlett,
that looks
who
amazing, by the way.
thank you.
You did a really good job
It
on
means
it.
a lot. Thank you. There's Captain Scarlett, who I'm sure a lot of people in the US won't be familiar with, but he's a UK like character from like the '60s who I've always grown up watching. I figured like I'd love to cosplay him one day, and I did. All the ones on my bucket list are kind of done now. I've been really kind of fulfilled with this. So really, it was just kind of becoming these characters.
Yeah, it's a really good feeling when you put on that suit for the first time. It's like gratifying. It's
Honestly,
awesome.
there's nothing like it. Like especially when you've made it yourself and like you've
Hmm.
put all the time and the effort in. You've literally watched it come from scraps of fabric and foam. You put it on for the first time, like yeah.
Right. Yeah. So, what is your creative process like when you're coming up with cosplay?
Usually I think about where I could what part of the costume I want to start on. Like what seems the most difficult to do because that goes last. If I can do the easy stuff, then I can work my way up to doing the harder stuff.
Hmm.
Like with Rinsler, the first thing I made was the jacket because after years of wondering how I could possibly do it, I finally figured out how. And with the jacket, then came the making of like the leg armor, the helmet, the arm guard, the disc. So starting from I pick one point, work on it, then I learn from it.
Yeah, that's probably the easiest way to go. But like for me, I like I make a list of everything I think I will need, and like as the time goes on, I just like kind of like browse around for stuff like as I go like to the store and stuff, like craft store or fabric store or whatever. I'm just like I see something, I'm like, oh, I could use that, and I just get it and just kind of build
I'm
on
exactly the same. But pound shops are definitely like place I'm always dipping for like bits I can pick up now and then. I figure like, oh, I've not used this kind of glue before, and I'll take that, and like
exactly.
so it's like it's amazing what you can find in those kinds of places.
Mm-hmm. And even online too, like you can find anything online nowadays.
Indeed.
So I don't know how many conventions you've been to, but do you have a favorite?
I've not been to an awful lot because I'm broke all of the time. There's a smaller convention I always go to in my hometown. I'm based in Leicester, and we've not had it since 2019, but I always go to Leicester Comic Con since 2015 when it started. I'd always used to go up as Spiderman, and I have a mate of mine who'd come up as Deadpool with me. We'd be on stage. We sung All Star one year on the stage. It was amazing. Action for that was great. We got robbed in that cosplay contest.
That sounds awesome.
I've been to other places as well, like Birmingham, Nottingham as well. Nottingham's a favorite one of mine as well. I actually met Benedict Wong in Nottingham, so that was fun.
Oh wow, that's cool. Yeah, like you sound like me when it comes to like Baltimore Comic Con. Like I've been going like every year since I discovered it. Like except for 2020 because they canceled it because of
Oh yes, the world's ending.
The plague.
Yeah, I'm glad that convention started to come back.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first time going to like a con since COVID started, it was a really great feeling because I missed it so much.
I'm going to enjoy going back. I've still not been to a con since the pandemic. There's one coming up, I think, in Liverpool in a couple of months that I might go to. I think me and a bunch of friends have we mentioned it. I don't know if it's officially planned, but I'm definitely wanting to go soon. I'm hoping Leicester stocks back up because I just miss it.
Oh yeah.
Also, I need somewhere to show off this suit I've built.
Are there any cons you would like to go to in the US at some point?
There are a few. Obviously, San Diego being every cosplayer's dream. That's kind of it's. I had a metaphor here, but I've forgotten what it is. But it's the place for cosplayers to go.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is with me, I'm not as big on it was an MCM event. It was complete rammed. Like you couldn't move or anything. You get a second to glance at a table before you're dragged off into this stream of cosplayers coming by.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely prefer smaller cons, and I prefer to stick to the smaller ones. But I won't be against going to a DCC or New York Comic Con. I'd love to.
Yeah, of course, San Diego and also New York are also on my list to go. I wanted to go to New York last year, but I wasn't able to. So hopefully, maybe this year. I don't know. Depends. So
hopefully you're able to get.
Yeah, it's not too far away where I have to like fly to New York. So it's within driving distance. So it's doable.
I mean, you got a lead on me. You're already in the States. I'm over in the UK. I've got worlds to cross.
Yeah, whole ocean. So what would you say your pet peeves are about cosplay?
About cosplay or just like the whole world of cosplay?
Just anything in general.
Um, One thing that always annoys me is like at conventions when cosplayers go too into character and like they do say they're dressed as Deadpool, they'll do things they think Deadpool would do, but really it's just them acting like a Muppet.
Yeah.
Like really, we had like I said, me and a friend of mine who went as Deadpool was at Comic Con one year, and there was another Deadpool cosplayer there, and he asked this like little kid, no older than about 7 or 8. He stood next to my mate and went, "Oh, who's the real Deadpool?" And they pointed at my mate and said, "Oh, it's him. He's the real Deadpool." So a bit of an ego boost for him. The other cosplayer just went, "Oh, well, you know what? Santa's not real." Come on, man. Like, you can't be doing
Oh
that
my
sort of
goodness.
thing. Like,
I can
like,
see how that would be annoying.
yeah, I mean, especially for like little kids that are going, like these little kids that go to conventions and see Spiderman there, and they're like, "Oh my god, they're finally meeting Spiderman." It's like a big thing for them. Like, and like I remember when I was a kid seeing people dressed up as like Spider-Man and the Hulk, I was amazed. And I feel like people acting like that can ruin the experience for the younger generation as well.
Exactly. Because they see us as they're heroes and they look up to us in a way. So it's kind of annoying that people would like get that into character that would ruin it for them in some way.
Exactly. It's people who take it way too seriously. It's like at the end of the day, you go into a convention, you dress as Skeletor, have a laugh. You don't have to be in character.
Yeah, like for me, it's people that think that they're the only ones that can cosplay a character. If you know what I mean. Like we're a really big community of people. We all love cosplaying different characters, but then there are some other people that think that they're the only ones that are allowed to cosplay that character. Like they're
Oh my god. These kind of people worst. Like I don't think
and I
when it
know
comes to this sort of thing, I don't think people realize how big of an effect a character has on just like man. Spider-Man, you'll see 20 of him at every comic convention going. But you'll always get that one where he's like, "Oh, I'm the real Spider-Man." And he will try and show
yeah.
off. And
Yeah.
like gatekeeping in the cosplay community, I think is a big like thing as well. Like there are massive problems. Like no community is without its issues. Nothing ever is. But I feel
Yeah.
like that's one of the bigger ones in the cosplay community.
Exactly. That was actually one of the questions I sent to you.
Ah, I see. I'm shooting the gun.
Yeah. But like it's it's something you see in, like you said, in a lot of communities, not just cosplaying, but like with like the comic book community also. Like people
Definitely.
try to like hate on others and bully others because they don't know like everything about a character that they really love, and it's just really sad to see happen.
Yeah, I feel like it's just going to be something that is going to be sticking around. Well, I feel awful saying that because, like, this is coming from someone who was bullied as a kid, liking characters like Spiderman. Bullying never really stops. Like, there are ways to kind of stop being bullied, but like itself is something that always going to loom. There's always going to be kids in the playground beating up other kids, lunch money. It's never going to really stop. But I think the important thing is that can rise above that. Like the people being bullied can come away if they have gone through something like that, which is an awful thing to go through. I feel like people can rise above that. I feel like people can change as well. People who are bullies, I feel like they can change, which is why I'm not overly fond of something like cancel culture. Say if someone met out a tweet a few years ago about some taboo subject, and but it was from like 2004. Nowadays, he's a stand-up guy now. He's changed his way. He's become something huge in a good way that's inspiring to a lot of people. Who will go back, find that thing he said a couple years ago, and try and bring him down for. I feel like people deserve the chance to change, and I feel like if you drag mistakes, you're not allowing anyone that chance. Don't get me wrong, if someone's committed a crime recently or said anything recently, then yeah, they deserve to be held accountable for that. But it was years ago, and the person has shown signs of change. I believe they've earned the right to show us that they've changed.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Like, I mean, everyone is different, and everyone, like, I try to give people the benefit of the doubt, and that people can change no matter where they come from or who they are. I just wish that some people in this community would see that, like, bullying somebody or putting them down for something that they love doing, it's really hurtful and damaging to them. It's not just physically, but mentally too. It's like the whole mental health thing. It's really important, and it needs to be talked about like all the time. So
I agree. Like there is that like, oh, the kid went to school dressed as and like the next day come back humiliated. Don't humiliate people for being themselves. Like if you like dressing up as characters, more power to you. Like be proud of yourself.
Yeah, do what you love.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you feel like you are this person, if you feel like you are someone who likes to do this, then by all means, if it's you feel like it's gonna make you feel good about yourself, providing it's not a crime. By all means, go out into the world, share your passion. If you want to design cosplays, design cosplays. If you want to sing, go and sing. If you want to act, by all means.
I mean, really, we're just all a bunch of nerds dressing up in costumes. So we're all here for the same reason.
Exactly.
So I know this is a very hard question for everyone to answer, but do you have a favorite cosplay or several?
This is a really tough one because like I don't feel like I can decide. I mean, if I just say something like, "Oh yeah, Spider-Man," and then I'll have to think, "Oh yeah, but what's Spider-Man?" I think if I had to, that I'm having that fear because most proud. It's the most I've been proud of myself for building a thing. It is going to be Rinsler from Tron Legacy.
Yeah.
As like beat up as it is now, it's hanging on the back of my door. As beat up as it is now, there's parts coming off, but like nothing that can't be fixed. I'm saying so. I'll say yeah, Rinsler, my favorite. If we're going comfort, however, definitely Spider-Man.
Of course. Yeah, Spider-Man is such an iconic character. I mean, it's one of my favorites, always will be. So, like, any spider suit that I have, I love it. Is there a cosplay you want to do and you haven't done yet?
Cosplay. Feel like I cosplays on. There's like maybe one or two. I wouldn't call them dream cosplays because I've just kind of looked at them and just went, you know what, yeah, I could rock that. I could pull that off. I'd say Jango Fett is on the list. I'm a pretty big Star Wars fan, and I've never cosplayed a Star Wars character. But I just haven't painted it. So it's definitely on the list.
Yeah, I've thought about doing a Star Wars character. I mean, I didn't exactly grow up watching Star Wars. I only got into it recently, if I'm being honest. But I really love it. So I've even thought about doing a Star Wars character. I just don't know which one yet. But like, I knew once I got into Star Wars, I would really love it.
Say that again, sorry. The connection's a little bit bumpy on my end. Like,
I said
I am going to cutting out a tad bit on my end because if I'm sat, I'm there trying to piece together.
Yeah, I can like you keep cutting in and out. It's all good.
Yeah,
I was saying
sorry
that
about that. Just Wi-Fi worst.
yeah. I was saying that I wasn't sure what Star Wars character that I would cosplay as yet. So,
And you haven't seen Star Wars yet?
well, I have. I just got into it
Sorry,
recently.
again, it's really.
I actually just got into Star Wars recently. Actually, I didn't grow up watching it.
Ah, well, now's as good a time as any. I mean, but Star Wars stuff coming out all on Disney Plus, so you're never gonna be without content.
True. Like I've seen everyone obsessing over it, like Boba Fett and Mandalorian and all that.
Boba Fett's cool. Like, I've always loved that kind of side of the traditional Jedi versus. Like Django's always been my boy, mainly because I used to play his PS2 game all the time. So I just love those characters.
Mm-hmm. So, What character do you associate with the most?
Say again, sorry?
What character do you associate with the most?
Again, sorry, the question's pretty awful on my end. I guess the cliche answer is going to be Spider-Man, because I think he is the most relatable superhero going. I think everyone can level with him in a way, especially with me and how I've grown up. I feel like Spider-Man was held close.
Mm-hmm.
Devil, like I feel like I can level with him a lot too. Same with Flash. Also, I love the Nelson and Murdoch t-shirt.
Yeah. Had to get it. I had to wear it today because
she's sitting on the other side of my room.
Like, how excited are you that he's in the MCU now?
When the Netflix shows got cancelled, I had a few mates arguing at me saying, "Oh, they're just not canon because you didn't see him in the movies." I'm like, "No, they're canon. They'll come again. They'll show up again. You just you wait." And lo and behold, this month.
Yep.
Spoilers for movies, because there's only one movie people have been.
Yeah, if you haven't seen Spider-Man No Way Home by now, it's so good. Loved it so much. But like seeing,
I know you're a big Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fan, so I have a feeling you're going to be waiting for those guys to make a reappearance at some point.
I'm praying that they do, because they certainly deserve it, and I'm really getting tired of people saying that it's not canon, because, well, to me it always will be canon, because I mean it's Marvel, and thanks to the multiverse now, there's no reason why it can't be canon. So I really want to see them show up again.
I feel like the way Marvel's going now.
It's okay.
This is why, like, this is not. Are we all good? Can you hear me properly?
Yeah, I can hear you. What were you saying? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. There we go. I can hear you. It's just a bit. It cuts out a little bit sometimes. So
it's okay.
Sorry, my Wi-Fi.
No worries. It's happened. It's happened to me before. But yeah, I would really love to see Quake and Coulson and just all of them come again. That'd be like the best thing ever. So, do you have any advice for new cosplayers?
Start small. I feel like when I want to do all the big things really quickly, like, I wanted to make a Green Arrow jacket. I had no experience in what I was doing. Could barely use, and it didn't turn out great. Start on small. Work the cosplays that you really want. You'll be skilled enough to be able to pull them off, and it will come out perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Lots. Think you dream cosplay first, because starting small helps, because it did for me.
Absolutely. Like, also don't be afraid to put your own unique twist on whatever cosplay you're working on. Just put your own creativity and thought into it, because you'll
definitely.
love it so much more.
And I feel like... Sorry about that. Camera slipped.
It's okay. And I feel like a lot of new cosplayers or people wanting to get into cosplay.
It's all about being creative.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
So if you want to do like a certain spin of a certain character, if you want to do something.
Exactly.
Sorry, I didn't.
You what?
The connection jolty on that last one. Sorry, I didn't quite hear.
Okay. What was I saying? I was saying I feel like a lot of people that want to get into cosplay or new cosplayers, they're maybe a little intimidated at first. I mean, I know I was, like, seeing all these like big cosplayers and like what they made and everything. It can be a little intimidating. I mean, it was for me, but and I was kind of nervous because I wasn't like, I never really done anything like cosplaying before. So for me, it was really, I was really nervous to like really put myself out there like in the way I did. But I wound up really liking it, and it was a good choice. I'm glad I did. So how has cosplay impacted your life?
Fair bit, honestly. I'm kind of known for doing it, like, in my personal life as well. Sometimes I will get people recognizing me, saying, "Oh, you're that Spiderman guy." When I was 16, trying to make the fan film for the first proper, like, saying, "Oh, I was on the bus to college, and someone said to me, I said, 'Oh, you're that Spider-Man guy.'" And they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. No idea what you mean. Yeah, I'd say it's impacted my life in a big way.
In a good way, though.
It's impacted my
right?
wallet for. Oh yeah, definitely.
But you're right. I did catch what you said. It does impact your wallet a lot. Cosplay is very expensive hobby.
That's me trying to make a joke. It's impacted my life in a good way. Had a really negative effect on my wallet.
I mean, it's true.
That's another pet peeve about how expensive it is. Lord, it's worth
Yeah,
it, but Lord,
it is. Like how expensive like cosplays are online nowadays. It's just for like a Captain America suit or something like that. It's insane. But for me,
like I see some people on Instagram with like high-end suits that cost like up to like sometimes in the thousands, and I'm just there like, how can you? I can barely afford sandwiches some days.
no, it's crazy.
It's insane. Like, we're jealous of people with the high-end suits. Yeah, a little bit because I also want some high suits, but I'm still happy with what I've got. What I've got.
Oh yeah. But like on the other side of things, cosplay is a really big community. I never thought I would ever meet so many people that were like me. So I would say that that's one of the biggest benefits I've gotten from being in the cosplay community and just doing all this. It's introduced me to so many people, so many awesome people that have become my friends and that I can geek out with. So it's awesome.
I'm glad you've managed to find people like you. Like, it is great how many like friends you can make simply through just a simple shared interest.
Right?
I'm glad you found me. I'm glad I found you. I'm really happy that I'm here right now.
Yeah. It's been you've been a great friend. So I'm glad that we got a chance to meet. So what would you say?
Camera for one.
Yeah.
Sorry, I jumped the gun. It came up before you said it.
It's okay. Go
Camera
ahead.
for one. Definitely. You want to take as many photos as you can. Take a bottle of water, depending on what costume you're wearing. If you're wearing it's massive and you're going to be in an enclosed space for hours. Bring your wallet because you never know what you're going to find.
Yep.
And I guess that's it. I mean, bring your cosplay. Don't forget that. Don't leave that at home.
Obviously. I mean, unless you're not into cosplay.
Goes without saying. Say that again, sorry.
I said, unless you're not into cosplay, you don't have to go to a con and cosplay though. My first convention, I did not dress up because I wasn't into cosplay at the time. So it wasn't until like after I went there, I saw all these cosplayers and like, oh, that's really cool. So it gave me an idea, and here I am.
I had
But
a similar hits. I pretty much had the same experience as you. My first Comic Con in 2018, I went with nothing. I just went in my regular clothes. I brought this Captain America shield with me because I thought I'll bring something at least. But it wasn't a costume; it was just a prop because I thought it'd be fun.
Yeah.
Seeing all the cosplays for the first time, I think you had the same reaction. Like, this looks fun.
Right. I mean, just seeing all the creativity and like styles that people put into their cosplays, it's incredible. So that kind of inspired
Honestly,
me to start cosplaying.
that's the thing I don't think people realize. I feel like even if you're not the biggest like Instagram influencer, you don't have a million followers for doing a Spider-Man TikTok. If someone just sees you and what you've made at a Comic-Con, the very next year, that same person that saw you, noticed you, and got inspired by you is going to rock up in their own cosplay.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's community growing by inspiring other members. It can't just be a small thing, but it could
Exactly.
inspire great things.
Yeah, and it's one of the things I love about cosplaying is like bringing joy and happiness to other people and also inspiring them at the same time. So it's great.
And I think the community at large has got a lot to be proud of as well when it comes to inspire people.
Oh yeah, for sure. I believe that's all the cosplay questions I have. So I do have a few like other questions, like random questions.
Yeah, sure. Lay 'em on me.
So you mentioned playing video games. Do you like what? How long have you been gaming?
Well, I've been gaming.
Mm-hmm. How long?
Um, I'm not the biggest gamer in the world, but I dabble in GTA a lot of the time. It's mainly when I'm with my mates, just having fun with those guys online because that's one of it. If I'm doing like a game by myself, it has to be something I'm interested in, like Spider-Man. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big fan of that game. Played I've played Spider-Man games at this point. I made it a mission to but I feel like I've gotten so used to playing online with my friends that it's just kind of what I really want to do when it comes to gaming now. I feel like it's less fun when it's by it's still fun, but it's when you're with friends, you're online, you're just having fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's just something else.
Yeah, I enjoy playing on online games with people too. I my well, my former friend now, we used to play GTA all the time. Um, GTA is one of those games where it's not as much fun when you're playing by yourself, even though you can, but it's more fun with other people. But
Definitely.
but hey, if you ever want to play GTA sometime, I'm game. I'm game for it.
I'm I am more than game. I think we have a PSN, right?
Yeah, yeah,
I think we yeah.
yeah. We'll have to figure out a time when we can play GTA.
Yeah, I'm more than up for it. Just when
Yeah, given my work schedule, it's during the week. It's kind of hard, but we'll figure something out.
you shall indeed. Because I'm at uni 5 days a week now, so I've got a tricky schedule as well. But weekends are more good.
Same. Although this weekend was is kind of busy, so especially tomorrow. I have a lot to do tomorrow, but yeah, I really love the Spider-Man games too. Have you played Miles Morales?
I have played Miles, yeah. I like it. I think it's good. I feel like I got more than I was expecting to. I wasn't expecting like game size game as the first game. I expected this kind of fun little bit on the side, but I ended up getting more from it, and also the soundtrack's amazing.
Oh yeah.
So that's another bonus. The bodega suit is also the best thing they've ever put in any of those games.
Suits are pretty cool.
I love them.
Especially Spider Cat. Especially love that.
Cat. I don't have a cat, but if I did, I'd give it the little knitted mask that he has in the game. I have a dog. I might make a decision.
Yeah, I have my own spider cat. So I
You do. His name's
somehow managed.
Diego, right?
Yeah, I somehow managed to get a picture of him with a little mini Spider-Man mask on. That's actually one of my emotes on Twitch.
He's a very good kiddo.
He talks a lot, but he's cute.
All the best animals do. Like
Yeah.
I used to have a dog called Heidi, and she used to wink at me, communicating winks. I'd just be looking at her from across the kitchen, and she stopped winking at me, and I stopped winking back, and it was like in Morse code.
So what kind of dog do you have?
The dog I have now, it's a funny thing. When they sold us to sold him sold us to him, it's like he owns us. when they sold him to us, they told us he was a cockapoo, but he's grown up. He's definitely not, and we don't know what he is now.
Oh.
So he is just dog.
He could be a mixture of things of breeds too.
I think he probably is a mixture. I don't think he's just one type. I guarantee I'm going to put one photo of him online, and someone's going to be like, "Oh, he's this, this, and this, and this," and the mystery will be over.
Animals are hilarious. I love animals.
Don't we? Like, I'm a big animal lover. I like it to the point of annoyance to my mates. Whenever I see a dog in the street, I'm always like distracted by it. I'll be in the middle of the store. I just go, "Oh, there's a dog."
I'm that way with cats. I mean, I love dogs too. It's just I'm more of a cat person. I had 2 golden retrievers growing up.
Like, I'm also a big cat person. I'm an all rounder when it comes to animals. I love them all equally. If you ask me if I'd rather a cat, I'd say a dog, but I would love to have a cat as well.
Yeah.
I actually adopted a cat at one point. It wasn't mine. He just started showing up at my nana's house.
Aww.
And I went out and fed him one day, and I adopted him as my son. He just became my child for a bit.
Aww.
I think he still comes now, actually.
So are you a big sports person?
Oh no.
No.
I run, if that counts. I'm a big wrestling fan. I like wrestling a fair bit. I've been into it since I was a little kid. At one point, I wanted to be a wrestler, but I grew up still being scrawny, so I decided that's probably not the career path for me.
Yeah.
I've never been really good a lot of sports.
Yeah, I
Like,
do. I'm assuming you don't watch any sports on TV or anything.
say again, sorry.
So I'm assuming you don't watch any sports on TV or anything.
Not overly. If it's on in the background or if it's on in like a pub somewhere and I'm with my mates, maybe I'll sit and watch it for a bit. But like usually no, I'm just in my own world, own thing. Like I don't really bother with it.
Yeah.
I'll watch a bit of wrestling though. Like I watched the Royal Rumble live the other week.
Yeah, the really only sport I watch consistently is football, American football, NFL.
You looking forward to the Super Bowl?
I am actually, even though my team is not
Hey.
in the Super Bowl, which I wish they were, but I'm pretty excited to watch it actually. But like really the only sports I played growing up were I did try basketball, but I was not aggressive enough apparently. I tried that for a couple years. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't really my sport. Um, but then I was always playing like baseball. Then I switched over to softball when I got around 9 years old. So I played softball for a long time.
I always loved playing that in PE at school. We like I think we call it rounders over here. It's basically the same game. But we just call it different things because us over in the UK we're just fairly quirky like that. But yeah, I used to love playing that in PE. Like I don't play all. You need like the full teams and everything. I was saying to, oh, do you want to have a good game of rounders? Some of my mates be like, are you mental?
All right. So I feel like I might know the answer to this, but go ahead.
So there's a fair few. I could talk about a lot of things, and I wouldn't be able to shut me up. Movies, cosplay, old TV shows, just my life. Like I could tell stories about like my personal life, just days on end, just never run out. I mean, I've lived that many days, so you know, another 22 years. But definitely movies and comics, I'd say.
Same.
I think they're my stronger ones.
Same here.
How about you?
Definitely anything Marvel, anything Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, Agents of Shield. Like I could go on forever about it. All of those. Like if someone asked me to give a presentation on any of those things, I'd be fine. Like because usually I would like freak out when it comes to like presenting stuff, like throughout school, like with book reports and stuff like that. I would like freak out. But like when it comes to Marvel and stuff like that, it's it just comes naturally. Like I wouldn't have to like prepare for any of it. I would just go talk about it.
I love hearing people be passionate about things they love as well. Like, if someone can just rant to me about something that they love for just hours, and then I'd love to just sit and listen and just take it in. I love hearing people be passionate. Like it puts a big smile on my face. Like, I'm on an acting course right now, hearing someone talk about the passion for acting. It's so fun just to sit and listen. Sometimes I know, like, people are like, oh, I don't like. Some people don't like lectures a lot. If the person talking has the passion for it, and they can enjoy talking about it, it makes it a lot more interesting to listen.
Oh yeah.
It's a lot more fun to hear someone this thing that they adore with their heart. Like, I'd love to hear you just go off about Marvel at sometime. Like, honestly, I think it'd be fun. It'd be fun to just hear you go off. I'd love to.
Yeah, I mean, when I was doing my talk show with my one friend, Sanimation05, we started a Comic Gamer Girls comic / video game talk show on YouTube, and like that was a lot of fun. I mean, I'm not sure when we'll be doing that again, but sometime soon, hopefully. But we would just go on and on about comics and video games, whichever topic we were talking about. It was a lot of fun. And also like being on Twitch as well, streaming video games and geeking out about my favorite things. So it's a lot of fun.
Definitely have to check out.
So what, Twitch? Were you talking about Twitch?
Say that again. Sorry.
Oh, were you talking about Twitch?
I said I have to watch one of your Twitch streams at some time. Here you
Oh.
go.
Well, it happens. Especially if we're like talking about comics and stuff like that. It happens fairly often. Which I don't mind because a lot of the people in my community are fellow comic nerds like me, so it's easy. All right. So that's pretty much all the questions I have for today.
Cool.
Well, this was really fun. I'm glad we got to do this.
It was as well. Like, I've been wanting. I'm really glad you asked me to be a guest here. Like, I'm honored.
The honor is all mine. So so if anyone watching this has not checked out my good friends Cosplays, just go check out Ethan's cosplays at FriendlyNeighbourhoodPyderman on Instagram. And you have a YouTube, right? Do you have a YouTube?
I don't at the minute. Ugh, sorry, it just crashed on me again. I
No,
don't
it's
at the
okay.
minute, but I am working on something to put on YouTube in the not too far future. Check back with me in September.
Okay.
That's all
Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing it, whatever it is.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to showing it.
All right. So again, go check out Ethan's cosplays. They're all amazing. And thanks again, Ethan, for
Having
coming
me.
on and talking with
Thanks,
me.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you for having me on. Thanks to everyone that's watched me talk about me as well.
Of course. All right, you guys. Is there anything else you wanted to say?
Again, just really thank you for having me on. It's been an absolute pleasure. You've been an amazing host as well. I've loved talking to you, not just in this, but the past few years as well. Thanks for being a really good friend to me, and I really appreciate you. Thank you. Incredible.
You're welcome. And I really love that Fantastic Four poster behind you. I wanted to say that.
I knew you'd be a fan of that. Like, I made sure to put that in the frame.
Love it. I love it. Seriously, you've been
that's watched as well.
Yeah, thanks everyone for watching, and thank you, Ethan, for being such a good friend to me too. I really appreciate it.
There's no need to thank. You've been an amazing one to me. It's just me returning the favor. I'm glad I've been able to be in the chat.
Yeah, me too. We'll definitely have to do this again sometime.
Definitely.
All right, you guys, we're going to sign off. So until next time, stay fantastic, and we'll see you later. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.